Welcome to this tutorial on lighting controls. We will explore the role of drivers in lighting circuits, how to calculate the number of drivers needed, how to wire a low voltage driver with a switch, and learn about 0 to 10 volt dimming circuits and how they differ from a standard lighting circuit. A driver is a device that converts high voltage electricity into low voltage power required by low voltage lighting fixtures. It ensures stable performance and compatibility between the power source and the lighting load. Looking closely at the label of this driver, we can learn more about this specific driver. We see the input power source needs to be 120 volts AC current, and the output is 24 volts DC current. Also, we can see that the input cables are on the left of the driver, black, white, and green cables. These cables connect to the power source, typically the dimmer. On the opposite side, we see the output cables. Red and black carry the 24 volts to the light fixture, and the purple and gray cables connect back to the dimmer to provide 0 to 10 volt dimming control. When wired properly, we can control our intensity for our light fixtures within this system. Now that we understand how to read a driver, let's try a real-world scenario. To calculate the number of drivers needed, we first need to determine the total wattage of our fixtures by multiplying the wattage per fixture by the total number of light fixtures on that circuit to get our total lighted load. Then we start by dividing the total fixture wattage load by the max load capacity of the driver, and select a driver that can handle the load comfortably. Let's help Alex with a real-world example. Alex is setting up a lighting system for a small workshop. He has 10 light fixtures and each fixture uses 5 watts of power. Alex wants to use a driver that has a maximum load output of 60 watts. First, Alex calculates the total power needed by multiplying the number of lights by the wattage of each light. So 10 lights times 5 watts each equals 50 watts in total. Next, he divides the total watts by the driver's capacity. 50 watts divided by 60 watts equals approximately 0.83 drivers. Since Alex can't use a fraction of a driver, he concludes that one 60-watt driver is enough to power the 10 light fixtures. Now let's get a full understanding of the entire wiring system. For a 0 to 10 volt dimming circuit, you'll need a 0 to 10 volt dimmer switch, a compatible driver for low voltage fixtures, or a 0 to 10 volt fixture that doesn't require a separate driver, along with control wiring. Only a 0 to 10 volt dimmer will work with this system. Unlike other dimmers, a 0 to 10 volt dimmer has the additional 2 control cables, violet and gray, that provide the control signal to the driver, which, similar to the dimmer, also has outputs for the violet and gray control cables, unlike non-0 to 10 volt drivers. It is important to note that all devices and light fixtures must be for 0 to 10 volt dimming, or else the system will not function as intended. Understanding drivers and dimming systems is crucial for effective lighting control. By selecting the right components and wiring them correctly, you can achieve precise control over your lighting environment. This wiring diagram illustrates a 0 to 10 volt single pole switch setup used to control a light fixture. The system uses low voltage cables with a violet wire for the dimming control signal and a gray wire as the return path. Additionally, it incorporates standard 120 volt power cables, where the black wire serves as the hot, live wire, and the white wire functions as the neutral. The black and white wires connect the power source to the 0 to 10 volt dimmer switch, which then sends the 120 volt power to the driver through the red cable on the load side of the dimmer switch, providing power to the driver. The low voltage violet and gray signal cables connect the driver to the single pole dimmer switch. When the switch is toggled, it adjusts the voltage between 0 and 10 volts, controlling the brightness of the light fixture. This setup ensures safe and efficient operation by clearly separating high voltage power from low voltage control signals. To review, all low voltage lighting circuits are wired in a similar manner. What makes 0 to 10 volt dimming controls different from other dimming controls are the 2 additional low voltage signal cables used to provide smooth dimming. When wiring, other non-0 to 10 volt dimmers follow the same wiring minus the 2 signal cables. Remember to always check that all devices are compatible and intended for the same use in order for the controls to function properly. Thank you for watching our lighting controls tutorial. We hope you now have a better understanding of drivers, load calculations, low voltage wiring, and 0 to 10 volt dimming controls. Feel free to revisit any section for further clarification.